that, yeah, all right, they know it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, anyone else? Cool. All right, that's Trek. Let's talk Journey. 2025 Journey quizzing is in the Disciples book. Once again, we are covering the first 2 units. The memory verse is covered. In Journey, it's called the core verse. So the question might be, what is the core verse from the lesson that explains, and then the core concept from that lesson? It will not be, what is the, give the reference and recite the core verse from lesson 2.3. That's abstract. What translations? Hasn't changed. I keep changing the picture so that it shows the right book, but it's still King James, New King James, 1984 NIV, or the English Standard Version. Also, each memory verse has a short commentary on that verse immediately underneath it. The contents of that commentary is included as valid subject material. The core concepts, individually and collectively. So, if the question is, what is the core concept for the chapter on holiness? The answer would be, mankind was created to be holy. If the question is, what are the core concepts from the lesson on holiness? And we'll try to phrase the question more clearly so it's not just a matter of catching the S or not. But the point is, if we ask for core concepts, it will they'll have to do, mankind was created to be holy, holiness, to be set apart for God's purposes and to begin to live accordingly. All right, the point here being that, what is the core concept for 20 points? What are the core concepts for 30 points? If it's a 30-point question, coach your quizzers to understand that 30 points on core concepts is expecting both, not just one or the other. Again, the definitions. That a definition, just a core concept question or just a definition question, how does your study material define holiness? Oh, and by the way, that is how the questions are going to be asked. How does your handbook define holiness? Or how does your study material define holiness? Or how does Awana define holiness? And that's why the answer will always be to be something to the effect of, to be set apart for God's purposes and to begin to live accordingly. And if your quizzer gives the definition verbatim from the Oxford English Dictionary, it'll be wrong unless it conforms to this definition that you see on the screen now. Because that's the point. The question was according to your study material rather than according to the OED. And that, by the way, if you've ever wondered, is why we ask the questions that way. That in that case, if you disagree with Awana's theology on something, and you say, but that's wrong, that's heresy. Well, the question was, what does your study material say? Not, is your study material heretical or not? So, just give the answer. What's not covered? The introductory activities, the discussion questions, and the video. So there are addresses for video content. They're shorts. Some of them are helpful, some of them are But whether they're good, bad, or indifferent, they are not in Bible quizzing. Question format, multiple choice and speed. With Journey, expect to see harder questions, not just because the material is harder, but because we're expecting more from high school students than from middle school students or elementary school students. Speed questions, same as the other age groups. If they buzz in early, we're not going to finish the question for them. You know, give the reference and recite John 1. However many memory verses there may be from John 1, they've got to decide which one and then recite it. Or for that matter, according to your study material, what is the definition of they buzzed in too soon? Oops. You know, nothing we can do about it. Pick a definition. There are, you got limited choice. It's going to be one of the definitions, but not necessarily one of the core concept definitions. It could be asking about some other word that was in the chapter that got explained. So you got the idea. With Journey, like Trek, if they get it wrong, points are deducted. 30-point question, and all of the speed questions will start with a point value. You know, for 30 points, what is the core concepts, or what are the core concepts for? If they get it right, plus 30. If they get it wrong, minus 30. If they got it wrong, second team gets a chance to answer. If they had already buzzed in, we will repeat the question up until the point where we stopped initially. If nobody else has buzzed in, we'll start from the beginning and ask as much of the question as gets out before somebody buzzes in. They get it right, plus 30. They get it wrong, minus 30 in that example. Questions? All right. Last thing I will do about the Journey Bible quizzing is I will put in a plug. Google Awana Summit or Awana Journey Summit. There is a national competition amongst churches that do high school Awana Journey, in other words. This year it is in Sierra Vista, Arizona. We also have links to it, to their website. You know, we don't run it, but we have links to their website on the Great Lakes Ministries website. If you've got high school students that are quizzing, or games for that matter, get the information. If you're interested, if you've only got 1 or 2 people, you feel it's not enough for a team, contact us at Great Lakes and we'll see if there's somebody else in the area. But you also have the option of just contacting Summit and telling them, you know, I have only a couple people, can you help us get it placed on teams? Last year, we didn't have enough locally from the church where I do Journey Awana to have a full team. And so we combined with a group from out west. So the group we called ourselves Widespread Witnesses. And we had people on the team from 5 different states. All right, so great opportunity to meet new people, meet friends. Other than that, I'm done.